Welcome back. Police Minister Bheki Cele is visiting the family of a man who was killed during a protest by Wits University students. The 35-year-old was leaving a clinic when he was met by a hail of rubber bullets. eNCA reporter Silindelo Masikane is in Kempton Park and joins me now for more details. Slee, a very warm good morning to you. Colleague, what are the details surrounding the police minister's visit to this victim's family?
Well, Dumelo, we know, and we all saw the chaotic scenes in Braamfontein yesterday, where we saw police clashing with protesting students who are, of course, protesting against financial exclusion, as well as a number of issues around the registration of new students into the university. And it's not just isolated to the University of the Witwatersrand. We do know that a number of students in various universities across the country have been complaining for a number of years now around the issues of registration as well as financial exclusion. And what we saw yesterday has been a build-up that's been happening over the past couple of days now in terms of the intake of new students into the universities and those that cannot register because of the fact that they either still owe the university or just don't have the fees in order to register. Yesterday, those clashes came to a boiling point where we saw stun grenades, rubber bullets, tear gas being dispersed on these students. And basically what happened, or from what we understand, is that Mthokozi Sintumba, that's his name, who is married, happened to be leaving the doctor's offices yesterday in Braamfontein, and was allegedly shot by police officers on his way out of the doctor's room. What we understand, of course, is that IPID, as soon as the news broke, was on the scene collecting evidence. And at this stage, we are awaiting the police minister here in Kempton Park, where he is due to meet with the family.
Slee, I can only imagine what the family is going through, hearing that, their loved one unfortunately succumbed to his wounds after those, incidents yesterday, that fatal shooting that took his life. Did you have an opportunity to speak to the family, to hear from them, as well as perhaps them expecting the police minister this morning?
Not as yet. We know that, of course, they have asked for some privacy. We're just a couple of meters away from the family house at this stage, and we have opted not to actually show the home itself because they have just asked for a little bit of privacy. And I think in this kind of situation, we can at least give them that. We are expecting the police minister to come to Kempton Park at around 9 a.m. this morning. But I think, of course, they're going to have a lot of questions for the police minister in terms of why this happened. I think many South Africans are also still asking themselves exactly why we saw such violent scenes yesterday that have now resulted in an innocent man losing his life and a family now being left in mourning. We know that the issue of police brutality is one that's been on the minds of many South Africans since way back in terms of fees must fall. The conduct of police when it comes to engaging with students who are unarmed is just at this stage, it just seems to be going unabated. We know that the police have a number of different ways that they can use in terms of engaging with protesters. One is through dialogue. Secondly, we know they have water cannons. We know they have shields in terms of being able to push protesters back. But it just seems as though the first point of call is just to use the most violent tactics, which are rubber bullets, which are stun grenades, as well as tear gas. So I think the minister, once he has engaged with the family, we will as well be posing these questions to him in terms of the conduct of the police and when exactly it's going to change and find some reform, because South Africans in the Constitution have the right to protest. And we know that once they do get violent, in certain situations, police are forced to use, more forceful measures to engage with them. but it just seems as though it's too much, because we are now dealing with a family that's lost a family member who wasn't even part of these protests.
Absolutely, colleague. And just, based on the condemnation from different members of parliament and based on the public, the greater South Africans, they want justice. And hopefully the minister can assure that justice will be served. Slee, we'll be back with you with more details as time arrives. That's eNCA reporter Silindelo Masikane.